Our food is the top driver of disease, disability, and death in the United States. Let me just say that again. Our food is the top driver of disease, disability, and death in the United States. Each week, our food kills 10,000 Americans. Each week causes 1,500 new cases of cancer and causes 16,000 new cases of diabetes. Each year, the resulting healthcare costs and lost productivity drain $1.5 trillion from the economy. We can no longer sit idly by while our health and our treasure and that of our children are stolen. Americans demand and deserve action. As a cardiologist who studied food, health, and policy for my entire career, I'm deeply gratified by the actions the FDA is announcing today. I've studied ultra-processed food for years, published more than 650 scientific papers, and just written a book on these topics. These two policies, defining ultra-processed food and closing the GRAS loophole, rank among the FDA's most consequential food and nutrition actions in 50 years.
All right, shalom, back with another video. Quick little video. Before I get started, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. I also give double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS that rule well, teach for forgiveness, 100% truth. All right, just wanted to speak on this video that I was watching. And, Esau now trying to do something about this food. Okay, the food that they approved to be put out here. Okay, with all this ingredients. Okay, because if you read some of these ingredients, a lot of these ingredients are back of a lot of these things that we eat. It's stuff that shouldn't even be going into our body. Okay, and they put terms on it to where it's hard to even read. Okay, and now we have the time to where we're actually looking at the box at the back of the ingredients and actually looking at what are these things that we're putting in our bodies. Okay, the ones that actually do care. Okay, because when you get people that come from other countries, or let's put it like this: when you travel to other countries and you eat their food, people, you say that they don't get tired when they eat. They go outside the country and probably they'll go to a McDonald's outside the country, but it doesn't make them feel how it make them feel to eat McDonald's in the U.S. Okay, it doesn't make them tired, doesn't make them, because a lot of these ingredients that's here in America are banned in a lot of these other countries. Okay, so they purposely, getting people sick out here. Okay, and it all goes down to the population control for the pharmacies trying to make money, because this whole pharmacy, this whole medical shit is scam. Okay, they just pretty much bandage you up. They don't really give you the root cause, okay, of what are you going through, whether it's high blood pressure, cancer, all this other stuff. They just keep on feeding you medicine that's going to lead to fucking something else up. Okay, so this is Ezekiel 4:13. It says, "And Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will dry them." Right. Gentiles, other nations. Okay, that was a part of the curses. Okay, that our enemies will get above us, high above us. Okay, and we'll go to our oppressor for things we need. Right. Let's get Deuteronomy 28:47. All right, this is I started at 47. This is Deuteronomy 28:47. It says, "Because thou servest not Yahweh thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee." Okay, And, one of our main enemies is Esau, who we are under captivity under. Okay, we got to go to Esau for one of all things. Okay, hunger, thirst, we got to go to him. Okay, this devil. All right, and the things that they're giving us is polluted. Okay, to make us sick, to get us lazy. Okay, and a lot of Jake, they love to eat. Okay, they look at food as a comfort. Okay, and this is why you have a lot of Jake dying. This is why you have a lot of Jake with high blood pressure, because the foods that we eating. And Jake loves sugar. And, they put all these ingredients, and now they want to try to do something about it. Okay. But scripture says, trust not thy enemy. All right. So, read this again. Ezekiel 4:13, it says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, where I will drive them. Okay. And a lot of these ingredients, a lot of these foods, snacks, all that, okay, have pork in it. Okay. Things that, we are not supposed to be eating. Okay. But it doesn't say pork on it because they put these fancy these names on it. It could be like glycerin or monodiloxide or something like that. Okay, to where you have to look it up, and sometimes they don't even tell you. Okay, like natural flavors and all this stuff. All those ingredients are not supposed to. We're not supposed to be taking those in. Okay, but they're so addicted. Okay, as Jake gets so addicted to these things, we just keep on eating it. Okay, and that's bringing more money to these pharmacy companies, okay, because they make money off of that, okay, to put you on meds and stuff, okay, which the meds is not even, it's not helping you fix the root cause of the problem. And I'm not getting medical advice, I'm just speaking the truth, and it's polluted, man. That's why the scripture says in Micah 2:10, it says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction, right? So this food is polluted, okay? It's polluted, and it's destroying a lot of Jake, okay, with heart attacks, blood clots, cancer, all these things, okay, because of what they putting in the food, okay? And now the FDA has approved lab-grown meat. Okay, so now we're going to be eating pretty much fake food. It's not going to be real meat. They're doing away with the seeds and the fruit. Okay, and all this is going into their little control. Okay, to where you're not going to be able to grow your own food, your own vegetables, because they're taking the seeds out of everything. Okay, they pretty much centralize everything. That way, when they do push this control grid out, okay, there's not going to be a lot of sources where you can get food. Everything's going to be centralized, and to where you can only get certain amount of things in certain places. All right. And, and they just want to control everything, okay? Scripture says, what is that? Let's get it real quick. This is a Sirach 10, verse 1. I'm going to start at 1 point is in verse 3. Because we are in Esau's kingdom, okay? He's in rulership, all right? So he's allowing these GMO foods to be pushed out. He's allowing this lab-grown meat. He's allowing all of this, okay, under his rulership, okay? So this is Sirach 10, verse 1. In the Apocrypha, it says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered, okay? A wise man is well ordered. as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. Okay, so just like as the king is, if the king is wicked, okay, more likely the such are they, okay, that dwell therein. Okay, the ones that's underneath the king. Okay, it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So an unwise king destroyeth his people. Okay, so Esau will be considered an unwise king because the food that you're putting out here, the food that you're allowing is killing the people. Okay, and you're allowing it for years and years, and you're allowing it. Okay, and the food is just getting worse. Okay, now people are getting sick. Okay, it's I forgot what the name of that thing was going around with eating this lettuce causing people to have diarrhea. You know, the foods that supposedly supposed to be healthy for you, right, is being polluted, contaminated, making people sick. Okay, but the funny thing about it is that you don't hear about the McDonald's. You don't hear about the bad food making you sick. It's the food that, you know, the food that is supposed to nourish you. Okay, is making you sick. So if you're trying to be healthy, you're going to be sick. Okay, because with all this stuff that's happening with the food, the healthy food, and then the thing is, it's more expensive to eat healthy. Okay. And this is because we're under wicked rulership. Okay, and this is why the things are upside down. Okay, but I want to get this in the GNT. This is a Sirach 10 and verse 1 in the GNT. It says, a wise ruler will educate his people, and his government will be orderly. Okay, and clearly, this is to show you that we're not under a wise ruler. Okay, because things are out of order here in Babylon, okay, which is America. It says all the officials and all the citizens will be like their ruler. Okay, wicked. Okay, so if the ruler is wicked, so is the people. An uneducated king will ruin his people, but a government will grow strong if its rulers are wise. Okay. And Esau, he's an unwise king. He's an uneducated, childish king because you are destroying. Okay, you're supposed to be in your rulership, but there's a lot of blood on your hands. Okay, but then, you know, we understand that this is his job. He's the wicked. Okay, but he is that unwise king that destroys his people. Okay. So, you know, this is why Babylon needs to go, man. Okay, this is not our rest. It's polluted. The food is polluted. People are dying from eating this food. You know, and this is why Esau has to go down. But this was just a quick little video. That's all I got to the spirit. Hope this video was edifying, and I want to say shalom.